are taught from our first breath that life is a miracle. We are conditioned to view the biological drive to grow, to expand, and to reproduce as the highest form of natural beauty. We look at a budding flower or a dense forest and we see vitality. We call it Mother Nature. We imagine a nurturing, gentle spirit that tends to the garden of the world. But what if we have misidentified the source? What if life is not a miracle, but a malignancy? What if the drive to multiply is not a gift, but a cosmic infection cast down from the stars? In the forbidden reaches of cosmic horror, there is an entity that represents the dark side of fertility, a goddess of excess, a being that does not just create life, it inflicts it. Tonight, we are treading into the primeval darkness. We are leaving the steel of our cities and heading deep into the ancient, tangled, suffocating forests. This is the story of the black goat of the woods. This is the shadow of Shub-Niggurath. Prepare yourself, because in this garden, the growth is more dangerous than the decay. Welcome to the portal, where myths, nightmares, and mysteries are just one step away. My name is Epoch, and I will be your guide. To preserve the light, we must first face the dark. To understand Shub-Niggurath, you must forget every comforting image of a mother. She is an outer god, a perverse, trans-dimensional cloud of biological chaos. Those who have glimpsed her in the deepest, most remote corners of the world describe a mass that defies every law of anatomy. A shifting, boiling mountain of black, pulsating flesh that stands hundreds of feet or over 90 meters high. She is covered in countless mouths that drip with a foul, viscous green fluid. She is a forest of feelers and tentacles that end in sharp, caprine hooves. This is why she is called the Black Goat, not because she is a simple animal, but because her vibration is one of primal, animalistic, and absolute hunger. She is the mother of 1,000 young, but her children are not born in any way we would recognize. They are exuded. They are pieces of her own wrongness that she sheds like skin. She phases her offspring directly into our reality, filling the voids between the trees with things that were never meant to breathe our air. If you have ever stood in a dense woods and felt a sudden, heavy, rhythmic, wet sucking sound, you are not hearing the wind. You are hearing the mother breathing through 1,000 different throats. The most terrifying aspect of the mother is found in her primary servants, the dark young. These entities are the ultimate masters of biological camouflage. From a distance, a dark young looks like nothing more than a twisted, black, knotted tree. It might stand 20 feet or 6 meters tall, blending perfectly into the surrounding canopy. But as you get closer, the architecture of the tree begins to change. The branches are not wood, they are muscular tentacles, thick and flexible. The trunk is a mass of mouths and unblinking yellow eyes, and the roots do not go into the ground. They end in 4 massive, cloven hooves that allow the creature to move with a silent, terrifying, mechanical precision. They are the sentinels of the forest. They stand perfectly still for days or weeks, waiting for a target to enter their striking distance. They do not hunt for food in the traditional sense. They are selective harvesters. They take the biological material of the forest, the animals, the hikers, the lost, and they absorb them to continue their own mindless expansion. When a person vanishes in the deep woods, the answer is often standing right in front of the search party. A black tree that wasn't there yesterday and will be gone tomorrow. If you have watched this far, remember to subscribe, like, and comment what would you like to see next. Why would any human being worship such a biological nightmare? The cult of Shub-Niggurath is perhaps the oldest in human history. It exists in the shadows of every society that has ever tilled the earth. It is the worship of the harvest taken to its most sinister and amoral conclusion. The cultists meet in the dead of night in clearings that have been consecrated with blood. They have a prayer, a rhythmic, guttural chant that vibrates in the marrow of the bone. Ia, Shub-Niggurath, the black goat of the woods with 1,000 young. They do not pray for health or peace. They pray for growth. They pray for their crops to be unnaturally large. They pray for their enemies to be consumed by the roots of the world. In exchange for this abundance, they provide the fertilizer. They are the ones who facilitate the vanishings. They understand that the mother requires a constant, rhythmic infusion of new DNA to continue her expansion. To the cult, a human life is not a sacred thing. It is mulch. It is organic material required to keep the goddess of excess satisfied. They look at the dense, green, tangled forests and they don't see nature. They see a larder. The most chilling reality of Shub-Niggurath is her inevitability. She represents the gross part of existence, the rot that feeds the bloom, the parasite that hollows out the host. She is the reminder that nature is not moral. It is indifferent. It only wants to continue, to multiply, to occupy. If you look at a drop of pond water under a microscope, you see the mother. You see the mindless consumption, the twitching cells, the total void of intent. She is the mother of 1,000 young because she is the origin of the biological clock. That pressure you feel in your cells to survive and to grow, it is her vibration inside you. When you go into the woods and you feel that uncanny shiver, that is not a fear of the dark. That is your own DNA recognizing its source. It is the homecoming of the cell to the chaos. The thickest, most impassable parts of the forest are not just geological formations, they are her nurseries. And every time we step into the green, we are walking into the mouth of the All-Mother. The woods are beautiful. They are the lungs of our planet. But remember, lungs can also breathe in infection. We tread in the darkness of this lore to remind ourselves that the natural world is a mask. Behind the green leaves and the colorful flowers is a black goat that has been hungry for aeons. If you ever find yourself in the deep woods and the air becomes stagnant and heavy, and the forest smells like fresh birth and ancient rot, do not stop to admire the trees, because one of those trees might be opening its eyes. Thank you for treading in the shadows with me today. If you found this deep dive into the mother of 1,000 young important, subscribe to the channel and join our community. Next, we return to the digital horror to explore the pool rooms of the back rooms. Good night, and try to stay on the pavement.
Let us now step back into the portal and go to our segment of time and space. If you would like to see a longer video about what we went through today, or if you would like to see another specific video, leave it in the comments. Feel free to check any of our previous voyages on screen. My name was Epoch, and I will see you again on one side or the other. Farewell.